So, to be honest, I don't have a single personal goal.
And it's like good enough. So you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hello, friends, and welcome to MattGron Talks. This is episode 112, and my name is Mattias Gronborg, aka MattGron, and I'm the founder of the HubSpot agency iGoMoan. And here I share my scaling up journey, building this company from nothing to something. And of course, with me, my co-host, the one and only Svea Malina Landshoff. How are you doing, Svea?
I'm doing great, and also welcome here from my studio in Åkersberga, Sweden, to MattGron Talks. And this is where entrepreneurship runs Mac into reality. Actually, it really does, because when we look at you there, you're still in the middle of a move, right?
Yeah, there's a huge office transition going on, and this is my temporary CEO MattGron Talks corner, and yeah.
I see the most important things are up. I'm a huge believer in trying, and of course your hockey team. Yeah.
And we have this TV, stand on the wall. Just realized it should be on the other wall, so that's the first thing we need to fix tomorrow. And
always something, but you're very
always
close,
something. Yes.
Right? I saw some pictures.
This room is actually the one I probably will finish off last, and but the bigger production room is taking shape, so that's good.
Nice, that's great to hear. And also we have a framework here for everyone who's new and maybe doesn't know. We do 3 episodes per week. Do you want to share what we're talking about here?
Yeah, let's roll out the framework. So every Monday I share about my personal development journey, growing as a human being and a leader. And every Wednesday, I share about stuff that I learn in the entrepreneurial process. So that's very fun. That's probably my favorite part of the week. I really love every part of the framework. But every Friday, we have my personal inventory. I share about things that I could have done different, what I learned during the week, and also the victories. So it's important to celebrate.
Absolutely.
And sharing victories.
And also once a month we do your CEO report, or I don't do the CEO report, but you write a CEO report for the company, and we also share that once a month here for everyone who's interested. And I think this week it's coming up again. This Friday we're gonna film a CEO report to update everyone. But today we're going to focus on Monday, and like you said, it's like more personal topics, personal development, things like that. And I was thinking, like on the top of my head right now is like this big move and growing the company. And I mean, this is quite obvious that you just reached a pretty big milestone and probably fulfilled one of your goals, that you grew the company so much you could actually move to a bigger office. But today, since this is the more personal day, I want to hear about your relationship with goals, things you want to reach. And first of all, do you have some goals right now on the top of your head you want to reach? And it could also be something material. I know you said one time you wanted a fast car or something. I think a Porsche you wanted or something. But it could also be immaterial things, maybe some skills you want to learn, something you want to get better at. So when you just focus on you personally, what are some things on top of your head that you would really like to do?
I think I have always been a person that reflects a lot, upon things, and I love to write down things and try to shape my future. At the same time, I'm running in the process, creating it. So I would say, I think I'm very goal oriented, and I'm also very motivated by numbers, and really reflect upon them and see how I can improve and grow by using them as milestones, and also other things I set up as goals. So
Do you have some examples? Doesn't have to be everything, but like some goals that are on top of your head right now that you want to work on.
so to be honest, I don't have a single personal goal. Like you know, for the moment that I have wrote down that I'm and that I have a kind of a date, you know, when I should achieve it, and so. But what I have is, you know, sometimes when I feel creative, I could, create mood boards, of things how should I say, it's more about like manifesting how like a future would look like.
Yeah.
And it's something that drives me a lot. It's more like an internal process for me. And I think it sparks a lot of it, of my like what do you say, like eternal, like what I don't know what the word is. It's a really good English word. It's like eternity,
Yes, yeah, eternal. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
like the
eternal.
song "Eternal Flame," from the
Yeah,
2000s.
eternal flame. And I think in that process, when I'm visualizing how I want the future to kind of unfold, and that's where I kind of find my internal flame, as you said. Yeah.
It's interesting what you say, your approach there, that it's not like a goal set in stone. It's more, like you said, a mood board. When you get inspired, you create something to just show you how your future could look like, and also maybe along the way create something. I like that approach. And I think, like you said earlier, like, do you ask for my personal goals? Because I can imagine also that your goals are kind of very strongly woven together with Aigo Moon's goals, I would guess, because like Aigo Moon, building your company is such a big part of yourself, right? It's a big part of your identity. Would you say that too, that like your personal goals are also very much connected to Aigo Moon's goals?
For sure. It's what do you say, like the gateway for the other stuff, I think. And but I keep I would say, I think we have been talking about this before, and like there was a time in my life when I had like things, like everything I wanted to do, connected with a date, and but honestly today it's not like that. I'm trying to get my head down, focused, and really put in the work to take this rocket ship where I want it to be. And it takes a lot of energy. So I think something like like one of the, if I look back, like I think I achieved like a goal like that, when we took the company and down to South Africa, it's about 2 years ago. And in that process, I also had my kind of my first longer vacation in almost 8 years back then. And it was a nice, I didn't work for almost 6 weeks. And it was a very good for me to actually, that was a time when I worked on that mood board.
Yes.
Or my personal vision board, so to speak.
Yeah, you can imagine that, like you said, you didn't have a proper vacation in so long until this point, that you're probably every day very busy in the process and trying to get this rocket ship where it's supposed to go to, that you maybe don't have so much time for your own thoughts. I know, even though you are very reflective and you try to take time for yourself, but I think that probably that vacation really gave you some needed space to really just let your thoughts wander a little bit and then maybe come up with things you didn't even know were inside of you.
Yeah.
And I also want to ask you, what do you think about, the classical thing what people do? It's almost December soon, so these New Year's resolutions, are you a person who would do something like that and sit down and think, okay, next year I'm going to do this and this and this, or do you think that's bullshit?
No, I always do New Year's resolutions for myself, like during the years. So I mean, of course, it's a really good time. It's time to reflect on things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But so you don't sit down like the 31st of December with a list and think, okay, what do I want to do? But this is what I kind of expected. You're more the person who, like, during the year discovers things.
Yeah.
And
but I for sure I do it like, over Christmas and but I think for me it's more because there is like 2 weeks over the holidays where you actually get some time to think about stuff. I'm not really sure it's connected with like the New Year thing, but I think it's also interesting. I mean, a new year means a start of something fresh.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing now when we are in this office transition. Because it's a new environment, you start to reflect upon things, and I think if I look back every time we have changed office, it's like really a perfect time when you realize, or when I realize, oh wow, time flies.
Yeah.
Did we end up in that office for like 3 years? It felt like a year. So I think it's more like when there is something, when there is an opening for something new, at least for myself, I always start thinking and reflecting upon, what happened. I maybe look back, and I also take all the things I'm grateful for, and then I look forward and trying to manifest something new in the future. So,
yeah.
And I also want to end to say, like, you asked me in the beginning if I had any like specific material things or like goals I want to achieve. I think I'm in a process, like rethinking everything, and because I said I don't have any specific goals right now. I'm just focused on the Igomon goals and building the company. So, but I also think, at least for myself, I think it's super important. The things I want to achieve is also, if I put them out there, I really want to. I really want them. I want to be clear about them. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and I also, the eternal flame. I think there is like an energy also keeping them for yourself. I know it's a contradiction to what a lot of like the goal setting courses like tells you out there, like that you should write them down and you should share them with everyone.
So you have some pressure behind
that. Yes, you have some pressure, and of course I see that point. So,
but you don't agree with that approach?
Like yes, I do, but I'm thoughtful of what kind of goals I put out there. If you look at my entrepreneurial process and journey, there's a vision board with everything. I wrote down all the things that I want the company to achieve, and the purpose is out there. I'm talking about it. So of course I believe in that. But what I'm sharing here with you is because you asked me in the beginning of, like, is there any specific goals?
Yeah.
And of course, I have a process inside of me right now on the, personal, on a personal level, and let's see if there is something I can tell you more about in the future about that, because.
Okay, now you're leaving with a cliffhanger here. Okay,
yes,
but I think I understand what you mean. I also think for some things it definitely makes sense to get yourself some pressure behind that, because I feel it makes yourself, it holds yourself accountable if you know, okay, I've told like all my friends about it and now they're kind of expecting me to do something. But I also agree that there are certain things that you just keep for yourself until maybe you're really sure or you have done some progress with them. And also, I just want to add with the New Year's resolution, I was asking the question because I felt like lately there's kind of like a, what's that called? Like it's people don't like New Year's resolutions anymore because they say, oh, you can start over any time of the year. And while I agree with that, I still think there is something to fresh starts, to New Year's, new weeks, or like you said, in your case, a new office that you don't have on the Wednesday in June. It's just, for me, it's the same. I feel like, New Year is actually, okay, I leave everything old behind me. I work on something I want to work towards to, and I can create something new. And I think I'm with you there on this point.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think that were my questions for today. And I think there were some interesting things that you said there, and maybe we're gonna hear more later on about some personal developments there. You left it very vague, but otherwise, thank you for this episode. And also everyone watching, if you enjoy what we're doing here, remember we have 2 more episodes coming up this week, Wednesday and Friday. So if you like what we're doing, consider to subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question. We'd be happy to hear from you. And otherwise, see you in the next one.
Thank you. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching MattGron Talks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.